Hey, what is going on, crypto people? Listen, if you think making minimum payments on your credit card keeps you safe, think again. Picture this. You owe $10,000 on the credit card with a 30% APR. You send the minimum payment in every month like the bank tells you. You feel responsible. But after 12 months, instead of shrinking, your balance has grown. You've paid faithfully every single month, yet you owe more than when you started. How is that even possible? It's possible because credit card interest isn't based on the number you see on your statement due date. It's based on your average daily balance. With a 30% APR, your balance is racking up about $250 in interest every single month. And that minimum payment, it's designed, let me say this again, it's designed to be just small enough that it can't keep up with the interest. That's the hoodwink and the bamboozle. The result is a hidden treadmill where you're paying and paying and paying, but going backwards. I'm going to show you a real 12-month chart of what happens to a $10,000 balance when you only make minimum payments. Spoiler alert, it ain't pretty, fam. It is not pretty at all. Happy Generational Wealth Wednesday to each and every one of you. Yeah, doing that transition back to the Generational Wealth Wednesday. We're going to talk some things like we usually talk. I can't wait to get back into sharing some content on there. So on Wednesday, you guys know that this channel was primarily directed towards crypto and DeFi for sure. But we used to do Generational Wealth Wednesday every single Wednesday and Talk Thursday on Thursday, which is kind of covering all things not crypto. But we're going to get back to Generational Wealth Wednesday and get back to talking IBC, get back to talking about how to prepare for bull markets and what do you do after that? Because I found something through some research about debt, family debt, personal debt, corporate business debt, small business America debt, and national debt. And I thought, you know what? It's time to talk about it. And also time to kind of give some solutions as well. I don't know what happened with the live stream here. Hopefully, it went out the right way. I'm not sure if it did, but I appreciate you guys checking in as usual. Well, welcome to the stream. For sure, we're going to go over some stuff, but mainly what I wanted to do is just kind of remind people that we're going to be getting back to that for sure. To the Generational Wealth Wednesday, I found the valuable tool that I think is going to be massively helpful for so many people, and I wanted to share that as well. But I really am excited about getting back to the IBC, getting back to helping people get rid of their debt, tying them both together, and creating wealth um, with that as well. So I'm really, really excited about doing that. You guys know we've been big IBC fans as well. So if we want to tie in infinite banking with velocity banking, we want to tie in how to get rid of this debt and get educated on what's really going on. Because Barbie, I'm going to tell you, I know for a fact that a lot of people, this channel is built around crypto. I know for a fact they're going to take that money and they're going to go do things to either pay off some debt, will pay off their debt and use 40, 50, 60% of their win moon, or they're going to get into buying a bigger, larger home, getting into that 30-year trap. They're going to go out and buy real estate investments, right? Real estate properties and go through that horror if you don't know how to manage that the right way. And so I found something that's going to help with that, get rid of that, all those issues and challenges, and have it been done automated. So I'm going to be doing more content on velocity banking, on IBC for sure, and also, of course, how to prepare for after wind moon. Right, it's going to be a lot of wealth created. I always say 50,000 to 5 million. It might even be more. It might even be more for the player community, for the FLR community. You never know. So I want to do my part to kind of help with that, is for sure. What's going on, Hydro? How are you, my friend? Appreciate you checking in. Yeah, so two parts for why I'm doing the video today is to let people know we're transitioning back to Generational Wealth Wednesday. We'll be talking velocity banking and the IBC uh, for sure, for sure. And of course, we'll talk other generational wealth strategies as well. But the debt's a big deal. It's a big deal, and people need to understand what's really going on. The difference between a home loan and a personal loan, the difference between a home equity line of credit and a personal line of credit, or a personal loan or a personal loan. These things are important to know. So this is what the channel is going to be kind of dedicated to, kind of educating more people. There's some things on the credit card stuff I did not know. Like I didn't know. And I want to highlight this video here. Let me share this video real quick, because this video from the channel that I did really goes into detail about that $10,000 balance. I'm not going to go too in depth with that here, but I'm going to highlight this video. Check this video out right here. The thumbnail says it's not debt, it's interest. The title of the video is "You Don't Have a Debt or Low Income Problem, You Have an Interest Problem." I just did that. So this is a stream that 6 days ago. So every Wednesday we'll be doing that. And I'll leave a link in the description to my guys and my solution, what I found. And it's just next level velocity banking. I think that's the best way to explain it. Some people call it automated velocity banking. I say next level because it's more than just automation. It's also wealth creation as well. And so with Money Max, and so I really, really do like it. I can't wait to share more and more with you guys. Appreciate you guys checking in. I appreciate you guys being here for sure. So I had a little conversation with ChatGPT for a little bit. In that video that I shared with you 6 days ago, I gave you that example of the $10,000 balance and a 30% APR, because that is, I'm just my research, that is very, very typical. A $10,000 balance and about a 30% APR. It's very, very typical. It's very, very, it's like it's standard. And just imagine, I don't know, two, three, four, five of those. And then when you add on student loans, right? You add on auto loans, it it can become a nightmare, because people just aren't educated on how these loans are put together to keep you in debt. And remember, I said in the beginning of the video, the minimum payment is literally designed to be below the interest. So it's designed to just be just short of that, so that you pay interest on interest. Um, that's alarming. That is alarming. But who was it that I heard someone say that the banks, they get together and they hire the best of the smartest people and lawyers to figure out ways to continue to extract money from us. That's what they do. They can hire those people. They can afford to do that, and that's exactly what they do. And it's time for us to get educated about it, but more important than just being educated, having a way to kind of get through those challenges and deal uh, with it in the right way. Because just to let you know, a credit card used correctly is technically a line of credit. Used correctly, it's a powerful tool. Just like a personal line of credit used correctly is a very, very popular tool. This is why they say there is good debt and then there's bad debt. Home equity line of credit is a powerful, powerful tool when used correctly. And so I'm excited about being able to share more and more with you guys about that and how that all works. And what I've been learning has been really, 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 really cool. Something happened here with my thing here. But yeah, thanks for checking in. Do me a favor and hit that like button. So again, just to let you guys know, Wednesdays we'll be doing that. We'll be getting back to uh, more generational wealth Wednesday. We've been doing a lot of crypto stuff on Wednesday, so I want to get back to just kind of sharing those things with you guys. And so a lot of people don't know that there's a difference between your payment due date and your closing date. And a lot of people don't know that the hoodwink and bamboozle hydro is the interest rate. You get people focusing on that interest rate. What's the rate, right? What is the rate? We just recently had a conversation with someone who owns a bunch of properties and single family homes, and the first thing he said is that yeah, I got a good rate, right? Well, on most of the properties, and some like I didn't get a great rate, but the whole thinking was the rate, not the interest. It was on the rate, and so this is a real estate investor, right? I don't know, 8, 10, 12 properties. So, I think it's important to learn that, educate it, and we'll go through that together week by week. And I'm really want to introduce you to the team over at Moneybacks. I actually have I'm going to have one of those people come on from Moneybacks, a real smart guy. Tentatively, the first Wednesday in October. Is that the first? Next month, the first Wednesday, 6 p.m. Central, tentatively. We got to get a little confirmation on that. But I'm going to bring on the channel, answer some questions for you guys as well. And I'm going to leave a link in the description of this video for like a more in-depth 45-minute webinar that happens on every Tuesday as well. I'll leave that, and I'll leave it in the chat here for you guys also as well. So yeah, I'm excited. I get to talk crypto now. It'll be 5 days a week. um, Instead of 7, but maybe sometimes 6. But really excited about bringing back Generational Wealth Wednesday. Barbie, did you used to tune in when we were doing Generational Wealth Wednesdays in the past? Did you used to tune into that? I don't remember if you were on then or not when we were doing that. At a feverish pitch, we were doing those. What's crypto? Crypto. Hey, CJ, long time. What's going on, crypto? How are you, my friend? I don't recognize. Did you wait a minute? Did you change your name? Did you change that name? I think you might have changed that name. No, it just says crypto here. All right, so let me share. Let me see. I got it pulled up. Yeah, I got it pulled up. Let's go over this $10,000, 30% APR, just really, really, really quickly. Just again, the video that I did 6 days ago really goes in depth how the interest is calculated, how you're paying interest on interest. That video really, really covers that. So this is an example here of a $10,000 balance with an APR of 30% and a monthly periodic rate equals 30% divided by 12 equals 2.5% per month. Per month. The minimum payment is for most credit cards required 2% of the balance or $25, whichever is greater. So I'll use 2% for this illustration. Month one, $10,000 balance. The interest calculated is 10,000 times 0.025 equals $250 interest. But the minimum payment is 10,000 times 0.02 equals $200. Do you see what I'm saying? The net effect is 250 minus 200 equals a $50 increase in the balance. It's amazing how they came up with that one. Yeah, $50 increase. So new balance is now $10,050. Even though you paid, your balance grew. Month two, now the balance is $10,050. The interest is calculated on $10,050 times 0.025. Now the interest is went up from 250 to $251.25. And again, I'm being very general, so and using round numbers to make a point, right? So the interest now $251.25. Minimum payment is 10,050 times 0.02 equals $201. You see how they make that minimum payment? And it's designed that way. The net effect is 251 $10,000.25 minus 201 equals a $50.25 increase. New Balance is now $10,100. It's very, very tricky. And again, designed this way. Month three, balance $10,100, interest 10,100 times 0.025 equals $252.52 in interest. Minimum payment is 10,100 times 0.02 is $202. Net effect 252 minus 202 is a $50.50 increase. New balance is $10,150. Each month, the minimum payment is less than the interest charge. The balance grows by about $50 per month, even though you're paying. Over a year, this adds up to roughly $600 more in debt. While you've paid $2,400 in minimum payments that didn't even touch the principal. If you kept making only the minimum, the debt would never shrink. It would actually keep growing slowly. At 30% APR, a $10,000 balance could take decades to pay off with minimums, and you pay many times. You would pay many times the original balance and interest. It's a little alarming. It's really, really alarming. And what's most alarming is most people don't know, because we have just been conditioned. We've been inundated with, man, that rate you got, man, that rate, I'm going after that rate. It's just been, it's like subconsciously been put into our brains to focus on the rate, focus on the payment that you can afford to make on your house, on your credit cards, on your car loan, and not focusing on the interest. That's the bamboozle. That's the hoodwink that they have pulled on each and every one of us. That's really it. It's not a debt problem or an income problem. It is really an interest problem. That's the bamboozle. But that's okay though. That's okay that we figured out a way to turn it back on to them. So, especially with the Money Max, velocity banking is an awesome concept. The people that we went out to visit with from Money Max were actually the inventors of the velocity banking concept way back, I think 2003, 2004. So, again, for me, I know a lot of people like to use Money Max and say it's the automated velocity banking, but I think it's a level or two above that, just being automation, because it helps you create wealth as well. But it's an interest eliminator, and that's the key thing. Getting rid of that interest is the key, right? Imagine getting rid of 75% of the interest that you would pay on a mortgage. Just imagine that. So, and here's the other thing. I remember me and Miss Crypto Siege would have these conversations a lot about should we build again or not. And I remember thinking, man, I don't know. I mean, it's nice to have the freedom to just be able to pick up and go um, whenever you want. Just be able to pick and go hang out somewhere for 30 days, go hang out somewhere for 45 days. But in the back of my mind, I was thinking, am I going to get into that thing again? Into that, that debt trap again? That's in the back of my mind, I was thinking. Yeah, like it feels nice to say it feels nice to say you own the thing, but do you really own it? Guess what the big thing going on right now in Congress? Guess what the big thing is going on in places like Florida and Tejas and Texas? You know what the big thing is? The big thing right now is they're trying to get rid of the property taxes. Because guess what they figured out? Guess that you're still, after you pay off your home, you're still renting it. with these property taxes. That's the big thing. And so what that is making me think is people are becoming more and more aware of how they've been bamboozled. Imagine paying for something for 30 years, paying 50 to 100% more than the original price of the home because of all the interest, just to discover that you have to keep paying property taxes, or they can take, and if you don't pay the property tax, they can come take your home. I've seen horror story after horror story of that, not paying that property tax. And after 30 years, 35 years, 1 year of missing a property tax, and they have the state has the right to take the home. That's a little crazy. But the solution to me is get get rid of that 75, not paying that 75% in interest, right? Get rid of 75% of that interest. That is the key. If you have the knowledge behind you with the right tool, then you can make things happen. And knowledge is absolutely key, but you can have a tool to make that thing work. What's going on, Pookie Pookie? Barbie says, throwing money down the sewer. Yeah, because people just were not aware. And if you think about this, your 4% rate is really, what did they say is 4% times two and then add a zero. That for your mortgage. Um, that doesn't sound like a good number. It's four times two, still eight. And eight plus, and then add a zero. Is that really 80%? That's not great. That is not great. And I want you guys, when you get off here, I'm about to hop off here, but I want you to really think about the times when you went to go get a home, or you went to go buy a car, or you went to maybe even get a loan, and they had you focusing on that interest rate and the payment. You ever go to a car dealership and one of the things they ask you is, what kind of payment are you looking to make? You ever notice that? What kind of payment did you think you where are you looking at right here for payment? Not the cost of the car, right? That payment. Yeah. The great thing is if you do um, the velocity banking concept on steroids or next level, and you combine infinite banking concept, you won't worry about any of that. Home mortgages, car loans, any of that. Because you'll be able to use these things as tools to create wealth as opposed to the tool being like you're being leveraged, right? You either do the leveraging or you're being leveraged. That is ultimately what's going on there. So I just wanted again want to do this live stream to just kind of let you guys know where I'll be headed, what I'll be talking about on Wednesdays. I get it. Some of you guys maybe just only want to hear crypto. I get it. You may not want to check in on the Wednesday when we do that, but I'll see you Thursday and the following day. We'll talk more crypto, but I just want to let you guys know that that's what we'll be doing. We'll be transitioning every Wednesday, talking about that kind of stuff. And so it's important because as again, this is just not some individual problem. This is the nation. And that's why I recommend you guys check out this video here because I went over the debt numbers, right? I went over the debt numbers right here. You don't have a debt or low income problem, you have a interest problem. The thumbnail is it's not debt, it's interest. I went over the numbers. The numbers are alarming for individual debt. It's alarming. And then you throw in the country debt and nation debt and global debt. It's alarming. And by the way, there's a group out there that we like to call old money pookie pookie. It's just raking in the cash because they're the ones who designed the system. They're the ones who designed the system. Yeah. So let me see if I have make sure I have that link to share on Tuesdays. We get together at 7 o'clock p.m. and just more of an in-depth on money. Nope, that's not it. On Money Max and how it works. And you can get your questions and stuff answered there. I'll have to pull it up again. It's in the description of the video as well. But yeah, really, really excited about that. And I see more and more people wanting to learn more about interest, learning the difference between a home loan, home mortgage, and amortization, and a personal loan, with the difference between a line of credit and a personal loan, all these different things, how the interest different in terms of how they're calculated. These are things that we were never taught, and the banks have taken that lack of knowledge and leveraged it against us. That's what happened. So I'm excited about flipping that script, just like I'm excited about being in crypto and having a new level playing field. But I again, my main thing was thinking, man, people have been waiting 5, 7 years for a wind moon, and they're gonna take all that wind moon, they're gonna put it into the old TradFi world just so that they can pay off some debt. They're gonna take 30, 40, 50, 60% of their wind moon just to do it. When with Money Max, you can just use your traditional income that you got going on right now, your regular normal lifestyle, and get rid of that debt. The one thing I like about it is for us, that software gave us an actual date, like a payoff date, right? And so that's awesome to know as well. And I think I shared with you guys in that video. I was just like 3.4 years. Yeah, 3.4. I'm like, okay, we can do that. Hey, Pookie, get that 50. Oh, okay. Right? We can do that. Oh, there's a link there. Again, that's a Tuesday thing. It's a live webinar every Tuesday, 7 p.m. 7 p.m. Central. So you gave me a super chat. Miss Crypto C's keeping the super chat in the family. She sent me a super chat. Thank you. Thank you. Hydro says signing up. Awesome, bro. Awesome. Um, Barbie Taylor says my annual property tax is $746. I'm fine with that. No mortgage. 700 annually. Yep. Just be careful not to miss that payment, because I've heard the horror stories of people missing that payment. And I hope, again, I believe it's Texas and Florida. I think Florida's in the lead with this particular charge to get rid of this property tax. But we need all the states to get rid of that thing. I mean, if you take the time to do it, you put the money in. Unfortunately, some people have paid 50 to 75% to 100% more for their mortgages over 30 years. Um, but my land, you don't want to be in some predicament where you miss a property payment, a property tax payment, and they're coming to get your home. That's just not cool. Just not cool. And I remember one story. The home was from, like, it was generation to generation of this home being passed down, generation to generation. And the state came and got it. Not great. Not a great thing. Also about um, for us is that Money Max thing is when you get rid of that interest and stuff, you can create wealth and then use the tools to expedite or compound that wealth as well. So remember, we're going to be talking about infinite banking concept on these Wednesdays as well, and how powerful of a tool that is. We talked about it in the crypto when we talk crypto as well, leveraging that. And I'm going to be talking about that as well, because I got a strategy laid out that you know, getting this valuable asset um, is going to be real, really cool. And that being Bitcoin, obviously, and Ethereum, Solana, XRP, maybe Sui, maybe, maybe. But just think ETFs, think valuable assets. What's about to come? XRP and Solana added to Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? I don't know who's going to be next, whether they're going to be XRP or Solana. For me, that makes me think, okay, institutions think valuable asset. These are the next two in line. Yeah, I need to get some of them. I need to get more of those, right? That's the thinking. The new financial system and its valuable assets, right? So, yeah, I appreciate you guys checking in. I think that's it for now. Yeah, that's it for now. And again, Spread the word. This is, we'll be getting back to Generational Wealth Wednesdays, how to tackle interest, how to tackle credit card debt, mortgage debt, learning about the difference between these loans and lines of credit, and flipping the script on being leveraged to leveraging this financial system. So, Joe Buddy checked in. What's up, bro? You're gonna have to catch the replay, my friend. I'm about to hop off here. I appreciate you guys checking in. Do me a favor, hit that like button on the way out. That would be awesome if you could do that. And if you happen to be in that 55% or so of people that are hanging out, listening to and watching the Crypto Siege, do me a favor. If you've been enjoying the Hangouts, please consider subscribing to the channel. And don't forget to ring that notification bell so you know whenever we go live or whenever we upload a video. I'm going to end this one like I do all my videos and remind you guys of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. But that's okay, though, because you and I, we're already winning. And I'd ask you to consider this or perhaps ponder the idea or notion of living your life permissionless. I'll talk to you guys soon. See ya.